Hey guys, what's happening? It's BootyCliff here, coming at you with my first video. This video will be a Frost Death Knight PvP tutorial guide, and I will be showing the basics, stat priority, gear, and rune management. And later on in the video, I will show keybinds, macros, talents, etc. But first off, as a DK, you know, we're probably one of the strongest melees, if not, we are the strongest. Basically, we are the strongest melee, and we also have dot damage as well. So, as a Death Knight, you want to always keep up your dots because of the dot obliterate increase. And once you have dots on a target, I'm pretty sure it does. And when you have your dots on, it does like 45% more damage. 45% more damage. And when you do this, it causes you to hit harder. And without dots, obliterate would technically be like frost strike. Then you get this right here. You get a proc called freezing fog, which increases your damage by 10%. So when you pop that with your dots and use obliterate, it should hit a lot harder. Okay, let's get into stats. As Frost Death Knight, your mastery increases your frost damage by 30%. So I stack mastery. Some Death Knights like to stack versatility or multi-strike, which are my enchants, which you should be enchanting all versatility. And these should be your trinkets. You have the burst trinket, and you should also have the versatility trinket. And basically, how to burst on a Frost Death Knight is just apply your dots, wait for some procs, obliterate when it comes up so you get your instant freezing fog, and just burst. Preferably when I burst, I use Breath of Syndragosa because I believe it does a lot more damage than Necrotic Plague, and Defile is not really a viable talent for anything. The reason I use Breath is because it's very easy to manage. Because off the start of burst, when you have your dots and you obliterate, you gain 24 runic from obliterate. So what I do is when I burst is I pop my burst, which consists of Pillar of Frost and my trinket. I obliterate twice. I start casting Breath. I automatically empower Rune Weapon and obliterate 4 more times to apply maximum damage. While I'm doing that, I immediately never ever press Frost Strike because it just kills your runic while you have Breath up. Let's go over talents. I personally use Unholy Blight. It's because I think it's easier for me to manage my dots on everyone. I don't like Plague Leech at all because you have to reapply them and you only get an obliterate every so often once you take them off. You definitely need to use Lichborn to get yourself out of fears, out of sleeps, charms, saps, etc. And it also increases your leech by 10%, which is very good for healing. This is preference. I don't use Death Advance. I think that's only good for BGs or Unholy if you need to catch up. Personally, I use Asphyxiate for the extra stun because I don't like the silence because it's like a 30-second cooldown, and I don't really like it. Chillabanes you can use. Technically, you just have your dots on someone, and you pop Icy Chains, and they're stunned for I think 3 seconds. Your 60 talent, you can viable ones are Blood Tap and Runic Empowerment. I don't like Corruption because you have like a 1.50% chance to get a rune every 100% you use runes. Your Runic Empowerment, I think is better because you get fully depleted runes. And Blood Tap I don't use because it takes too long. You have to spam Frost Strike, which I don't normally use because I'm main hand Death Knight, 2-hand weapon. 75 talent. For 3s, I would definitely run Conversion, but I'm not high CR right now. So I'm just running Death Siphon to put in some damage because it's easy to one-shot in this range. Death Siphon, it's easy to manage. when you play. And if you're losing in a duel or like a 1v1 in a 2, you just can spam Death Siphon and Death Strike and Frost Strike and still put in damage while healing. It's amazing. And you don't really have to manage runes as long as you know when they're up, then you should be fine. Your 90 talent, I think for Frost, Desecrated Ground isn't very good for Frost. It's just another trinket, which I don't think is very well because as a Death Knight, you don't get any CC at all. So it's better to use Remorseless Winter for that extra AoE stun. And we went over Breath. So as a Frost Death Knight, it's normally a train class, so you just want to train the target for as long as you can. And I will key for some too so I can show you what I mean. Frost DK is probably like the best melee class, if not, it's the easiest, definitely. This guide is, don't forget, it's my first video, so please leave no hate. I've never recorded before. What am I running with? I'm running with Mistweaver. I'm going to kill the hunter with this Mistweaver. And some good add-ons I would tell you to use preference or Bartender helps a lot, so you can manage your spells, and so does Omni CC. It tells you when your spells are up. This doesn't really matter. This add-on is just sexy map. I think it just looks good. You definitely need Gladius EX to play. Some Death Knights and others like to use different UIs, but I stick with the regular Blizzard UI. And down goes the hunter. What I meant by bursting, kind of meant one shot, because that's what you do as a Death Knight. You one shot. And once again, Remorseless Winter comes in for that extra CC. Oh, these stuns are annoying. That's actually where Desecrated Ground could come in handy, but I don't use Desecrated Ground, so sucks for me. My healer doesn't know how to freedom at all. Real quick before I end this video, I want to go over my keybinds as well as macros. Well, for keybinds, I went from Hansel's guide, which is AS. He doesn't use AS or D, which I prefer as a Death Knight is A for my stun, D for Death Grip, and S for Dispel. In order to Dispel, you need to go to Glyphs, and you need to grab Glyph of Icy Touch, which is very, very, very helpful in any arena you do, and I prefer it over any other glyph in this game. And why I use AS and D is because it's comfortable for my hands to play. I also have T for Lichborn, which is right next to E, so it's easy for you to lift your pointer finger over and press that. R is my trinket, and G is Icebound Fortitude, and Unholy Blight is my apostrophe. The reason I have these keybinds so close is because I think it's easier for me and for anyone to just have an easy setup to play. And it's easier to mobility for your hands, and I just think it's all out easier to click everything. And don't forget, X or Mind Freeze is one of your most important spells, so don't forget to use that. I put that as X, and hope you guys enjoyed. I'll have a more detailed guide coming out soon. So yeah, this is Booty Cleave, signing out. Peace.